The Switch 2's been out for months now. Launched back in June, pre-orders a frenzy. Despite the red flags, I bought one, day one. $500 plus tax. Told myself it was worth it for the hybrid promise, the backwards compatibility, and the games. But 5 months in, I'm staring at this thing and it feels less like an upgrade. More like a half step pretending to be a sequel. Not the hardware killing me per se, even though I don't personally believe we got what we were sold on, but that's a whole other video. It's everything around it. Nintendo's choices, the way they're shifting, and we're left holding the bag. Let's talk about it. No rants, just the cracks I and many others can unsee. Mario Kart World, supposed to be the party starter. $79.99, digital or physical, unless you cop the Mario Kart World Switch 2 bundle that is set to be discontinued before the end of the year, mind you. That's not inflation talking, that's Nintendo testing how much we'll pay for the same gameplay loop, but slightly modernized, that we've loved since the SNES. To all the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe gremlins, I mean children by the way, get first place on SNES Rainbow Road, then we can talk about who needs to get good. Listen, I get it.
Development costs are up.
Or management.
Which 2 is more powerful
than a 12-year-old PS4, and third parties like Cyberpunk are porting over for that sweet Nintendo cheddar devs that supported the Switch 1 got. But Nintendo, they set the tone. No enticing value proposition post-launch, just full price, take it or leave it. It's not greed exactly, it's entitlement. Like they slap Nintendo on the box and think we'll buy it solely on that premise. But after years of $60 ports of Wii U relics, like these titles, this feels like renting a game back in the day multiple times, beating it, then Christmas morning that year, Santa remembered that you liked it, and now that's your gift. You better love it. Look, we remembered. I actually skipped Donkey Kong Bonanza's DLC because the base game was already $70. DLC, additional $20. That's $90 for all the non-mathematicians out there. Add $20 Switch 2 editions of Switch 1 games to the mix, which basically penalizes you for grabbing the game on Switch 1, now putting you at $80 total, and now your options are Pretty World Empty Environment or Lazy Remastered Pretty World with same environmental emptiness. I bought 2 physical games at launch for the Switch 2. Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2, which is just the Switch 1 version on the cartridge, and you still have to download the Switch 2 version. So yeah, you get a cartridge, a box.
A partridge in a pear tree.
The situation I had with getting Street Fighter 6 on the Switch 2. Literally just a code on a piece of plastic. But you download the whole game over Wi-Fi. There's no data on the cartridge. There's no life. Just digital code, the plastic that Nintendo is turning into their own currency. Or as the rest of us call it, fake physical. Because what's the point of a plastic cartridge with valuable data on it when you can have proprietary cartridges with a simple
"Trust me, bro"
line of code to deem the user worthy of launching the game? And that's it. You own nothing. It's a collector's nightmare. Shelves full of "trust me, bro," essentially. I'm building / rebuilding my library based off what I enjoy, and it's like they cut corners everywhere but the price tag. Feels less like innovation, more like stick to the status quo. Former Nintendo PR folks like Kid Ellis and Krista Yang nailed it. The company's strategy is to wait out the storm. No statements on the $80 backlash, mainly because a lot of the $80 games are $80 total if you're upgrading from Switch 1 to the Switch 2 port. No apologies for game key gripes. They know what they're doing. They revealed the Switch 2 price and game cost after the Switch 2 Direct, buried in fine print. Let the forums burn, and then drop a Nintendo Direct and poof, controversy fades, unless it's 2 separate dedicated Kirby Air Rider Directs. But it's November now, and we're still patching backward compatibility bugs from the original Switch. Looking at you, Gex Trilogy, advertised as playable on Switch 2 up until launch, and then it was abruptly pulled from purchase on the Switch 2. But it could be purchased on the Switch 1 eShop and downloaded on Switch 2 via purchase history or your library. Not every game is like that, but that was a genuine experience I had. Not directly Nintendo's fault, but it shows a pattern. Just like it's 5 months in and we have no roadmap for 2026. New Hyrule Warriors game, rumored 3D Mario, Fire Emblem. Oh, and want another reminder you're getting old? Yeah, we're celebrating the plumber's 40th year on the job. Here, have a slice of the early 2000s and shut up. Nintendo thrives on mystery, but this, it's detachment. Like we're not a part of the conversation anymore, just more wallets to milk. Speaking of more wallets to milk, Pokemon Legends ZA launched October 16th this year for both Switch and Switch 2. $59.99 for the Switch 1 release, $69.99 for the Switch 2 release with 60 FPS and quote better visuals. It's the follow-up to Legends Arceus set in a modern-day Lumiose City from X and Y, where you play as an urban planner rebuilding the city alongside Pokemon. Core features include real-time battles with up to 4 players online. That's nothing new. Mega evolutions unlocked through ranked challenges. challenges, like new stones for starters, and a focus on coexisting with Pokemon in a bustling urban world. Think parkour across rooftops, customizing districts with caught Pokemon, and story beats tying to the Kalos lore, including hints at the ancient Pokemon War. A DLC, Mega Dimension, was teased pre-launch for February 2026, promising more Mega content and trainer battles. This description will make sense momentarily. Reviews landed around on 81 on Metacritic, praising the battle system for its fluid Mega mechanics and the fresh city building vibe, finally ditching Arceus' wilds for something structured. But the rollout, that's where Nintendo's hands-off approach shows similarities to Xbox's strategy. It all started with the Terra leak in October 2024, a massive Game Freak hack dumping 1 terabyte of data, including ZA betas, source code, and scrapped ideas like rideable Pokemon, third-person shooting, and procedural zones. Sounds pretty cool. Nintendo subpoenaed Discord in April 2025 to track the hacker, but publicly, not a peep. No updates on delays. The game was originally eyed for 2024, but pushed to October 2025 after the breach. Days before launch, more leaks dropped. Beta videos showing cut parkour abilities, which is what I was hinting at earlier, and a budget that would make any game publisher giddy. ZA's reported budget was just 2 billion yen, which the Americans watching this, that's $13 million. Peanuts compared to other AAA titles like Spider-Man 2's alleged $315 million budget, fueling talks of a mid-dev graphical downgrade. Post-launch, the complaints pile up. On Switch 1, it's rough pop-in textures, frame drops in crowded city areas, and overworld models that look dated even at Nintendo standards. Critics noted the urban setting feels visually restricting, like a step back from Arceus' open freedom. And Nintendo's response? Once again, nothing. No day one patch for the big issues, no ownership of fan complaints. I haven't dived deep myself, but scrolling through X and YouTube, it's the same story. Sparks of that Pokemon wonder in the megas and city rebuilds, drowned by stutters and what could have been. It'll sell projected millions, but at what cost when the handling leaves fans feeling robbed and underserved? Lastly, who asked for this kind of fake 3D modeling? Seriously, I need to know. 3D railing and baked-in shadows break games apparently. Who'd have thought? Now, May's end-user license agreement update. Buried clause waiving class action rights. No suing in massive Joy-Con drifts returned. Or if a simple multi-cartridge adapter bricks units because Nintendo thinks you're messing with their hardware. No, that's not Fantasyland. That's genuinely happening. It's defensive. Like they know the risk with screen ghosting complaints. Kind of like the blurry motion effect when you move the camera around fast in games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, at least I experienced it in that game, and rush ports and say we're fine, nothing's wrong here. Fans are splitting. The internet is full of I miss weird Nintendo stories. Folks bailing after Mario Kart World's price, underbaked hardware, and Game Freak's crunch on Legends ZA. Sales are booming, 25 million units projected for Switch 2 in year 1, but it's not loyalty. It's FOMO mixed with perceived value. The loudest sentiment, valid criticism drowned by the game looks good. We're enabling it by buying, sure, but when the next Direct drops crumbs for Zelda sequel rumored for 2027, how long before the fatigue turns into Exodus? But listen, I don't want Nintendo to fail. I grew up on their worlds. Super Mario World is one of my top 10 games of all time, but this late 2025 version, it's polished buzzwords on the surface, lazy implementation, and crunch underneath. Fix the games, drop the greed, revisit older success playbooks, and innovate. Me personally, the first Nintendo console I've ever pre-ordered was the Switch 2, and unless Nintendo plots a new consumer-friendly course, it will most likely be my last. What can Nintendo do to get you back in their good graces? What have they done to keep your support? Comment below. As always, stay safe, stay critical. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.